What's up, everybody? Christian James here. Today's video is a clip from the Whatever podcast, essentially blaming white people for everything. Now we're on the hook for cannibalism and turning people into lampshades. Yup, check it out.
You're right. In a perfect world, sexism shouldn't really exist and you shouldn't be able to do those things. But the thing is, it is there for a reason. And the way that society has made it normal is because of the way that women have been oppressed for so long.
If women are half of society and society made it normal, it means women also made these things normal. So you can use this suppression bullshit all you want, but if there's only two genders and there's two genders and society made it normal and you guys are 51% of the population, mathematically you made it normal.
Let's be nice. Yeah. Let's be nice. We don't have to go there. I mean, you're not wrong.
They feel like it's okay to say those things even if it's wrong. I do agree that men shouldn't be talked to in that way, but it's kind of like saying, can black people be racist? That's kind of like a
Can they?
They can be racist.
Towards white people, can they be racist?
Yes, they can. However, it is like,
when anybody says it is like, I promise you the next thing they say is not going to be is like intelligent.
It is that way for a reason because of the historically oppression of women. Does that make sense?
No,
so that way it's more validated when a woman says, I hate a man.
Well, which oppression was worse, the oppression of women or the oppression of African Americans or blacks?
They used to eat us.
Not really.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard.
Wait, what?
That's all right, ladies and gentlemen. They used to eat us. Now, women, black people, black women, whom exactly did we quote-unquote eat? This is something.
African Americans were eaten. Do they not teach this? They were eaten.
Whoa.
Eaten, not eaten. Eaten. They were eaten. Oh my fucking Lord. Ladies and gentlemen, read a book. Don't believe everything you're told. Look things up. I'm sure it's happened. I'm sure in Papua New Guinea it's happened. I'm sure it's happened in other cannibalistic tribes, but this is absurd to shit. Please tell me it was the Scottish. I'm Scottish. We ate them. That's what haggis is. Give me a fucking break.
I think there was widespread cannibalism in the United States in
This was with a specific lady in New Orleans, and she tortured. I know who you're talking about. Her name is Marie Declare.
Wait. One
Several.
example of
Our skin
cannibalism.
was turned into furniture.
Wait, hold on. One example of cannibalism
knowledge.
is not evidence.
This is not common knowledge. This is Texas Chainsaw Massacre. This is not common. You think it's common knowledge that your skin was turned into furniture? Fuck. Oh, God. I thought this video would be kind of funny. It's not funny. It hurts.
Evidence of widespread.
They used to skin us and make leather out of her. Leather. Why is that even a question?
That's not even like you can just.
I think he's saying because you're only pointing to one example of like.
Do you genuinely think there's widespread?
It's not one example. Christopher Columbus wrote about.
He's not Caucasian. And also the guy was an idiot. He was looking for India and went the wrong way or thought he was taking a shortcut.
Eating
Why
children.
the fuck you look at bro? Holy shit, I'm kind of scared. What the fuck? Bro, did y'all see that?
I saw it for a big second.
No, I just happened to look your way and they said Christopher Columbus and I was like, Christopher Columbus is a cannibal now?
Yes, he has he literally has journals of eating children. That is
Whoa.
That's what I was looking at. That's
I don't know.
No, Christopher Columbus did not eat kids. There is no historical evidence or record suggesting that Columbus practiced cannibalism. The confusion likely stems from a few related historical facts regarding his voyages to the Caribbean. He accused indigenous populations of eating children. Brutality against children. While Columbus did not eat children, he and his men treated indigenous children with extreme cruelty. Historical accounts from Spanish priests. I can't say that. Document that Spanish colonists killed Taino infants, fed them to hungry dogs, and sold their younger. Okay, all disgusting. All disgusting. Did not eat children.
Boy, that escalated quickly. I mean, that really got out of hand fast.
Gotta fact check this shit.
James, you're the only one who's got a computer.
I could look it up. I've not
Take a
heard
Black
this.
Studies
eat
class
children?
A Black Studies class?
at universities right here.
Oh boy.
To answer your question, I don't think that it should be compared to anything. Like, genuinely, there's a lot of history toward, like, you know, like during like that question is just very like.
I mean,
You're not intelligent. Don't talk, because you said the word like 14 times and didn't formulate a fucking sentence.
I
There's a lot of history.
fucking
There's a lot
answer
of
it.
history
I can
for it.
answer it. Blacks were more oppressed than
I was
women. That's
just gonna say the
ridiculous.
same thing.
Okay.
Women were not
Absolutely.
slaves. Blacks were slaves. Like, of
For
course,
hundreds of
blacks were
years.
more oppressed, but than women, anyways. Now, what you guys have to contend with is you're both black and women. Although you're like Ugandan, so you're not like FBA. So you don't have, like, as far as I know, like ancestral Americans.
Ancestral and
Like
American.
you don't have ancestors who were American slaves. I don't know about Uganda, but that'd be something else. By the way, white people were slaves too. That's
I
the
Yes, I don't blame white
we the
people for
original
slavery.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Jews.
You can't blame white people for slavery if you know facts. Like, you can't, because everybody did it. Some people decided to stop it, and they're getting credit for it, but, you know, okay.
Jews were the
I blame them
original
for making
slaves.
it barbaric. That's the truth. I don't blame.
They don't blame us for doing it. They make it blame. Are you new? Are you new? Barbaric. The first slave owner in America was a black guy. Are you? Okay. He was worse to them than anybody was. Are you? Fuck me.
Blame white people for slavery. I blame them for making it barbaric.
Yeah, because
Whoa,
it
wait,
is a
hold on.
sensitive topic
Whoa,
for
oh my God.
people.
I watched this Matt Walsh thing, and I could go into this, but I mean, I'm not going to go into it. But I mean, white people were slaves. The barbarism white people experienced in, like, the Barbary slave trade, you could argue is worse than, you know, the slavery that African Americans experienced here in the United States. Africans in Africa were enslaving other Africans. They were super brutal in Africa. People in South
East?
America, you had
India?
Aztecs, you had the Incas, you had the Mayans. They were certainly, some of them were cannibals. They were doing, like, child sacrifice. They were
Sacrifice.
human sacrifice. They had slaves. You see slavery in, like, almost all cultures.
Yeah.
Throughout history. And it's actually white people who abolished slavery. Like, the British spent tons of money basically going on the warpath to abolish slavery across the world. So there's that.
I do agree that some white
W.
people did that.
Some white people, like the most powerful nation in the world at the time. Some white people. Would you argue they were the white people for their time? What the fuck are you talking about? Some white people. I think if slavery stopped in America, I think it was, shoot? No, come on. Use your brain. Read a book.
I do agree that slavery existed outside of America.
It existed everywhere. It still exists
You did
today.
bring up the Aztecs in which they would do child sacrifices. However, they made it more common to eat and build us into furniture. And
Yeah, like multiple.
Wait, so it was,
multiple
are you saying,
serial
hold
killers have
on,
done
are
this?
you saying it was common practice? Now, I'm not denying that there are instances of this.
There are
I haven't looked into it, but I'll take your word for it. My gut instinct here is to reject that this was like a really frequent or common practice where African Americans were made into lampshades or some shit. Like,
Okay, I also do believe that, like, the education system in America does hide a lot of things, like, about slavery, and you don't really get to see, like, the truth of it.
I'm sure the Ugandan school system's fucking fantastic. I'm not gonna Google that particular thing. I'm not having that in my search history. That is bizarre. I'm not gonna look that up. I'm going to, oh my God. I'm sure it's happened, but as common practice, wouldn't that be some voodoo type shit? Wouldn't that be some, like, ritualistic type stuff? That, like, I can't see that in a lot of houses. You know what I mean? Like, look at my rugs from India. Look at my lampshades of Africans. Like, what in the fuck? Oh my God. Like, they don't tell you a lot of stuff. I'm pretty sure. I'm not looking that up, but you want to look it up. You have that in your search history. Have at it.
But you get into higher education. So whatever, like, thing that you think of, like, oh yeah, slavery is not like as bad.
Desert George donated $200. Brixton,
Hey, be
please
nice.
kick chair 6 off the
Be
panel.
nice, Desert
She is a
Boy.
fucking retard crying victim of all night long. The Discord crew is almost positive she has a...
You didn't finish the sentence, but hey, look, she's being respectful. She's being good faith.
Maybe A is autism.
She's being good faith. That, do you want to respond to that?
I feel like don't do me like that. I feel like there's no response I can give. It's
You
their
give me a
personal
response you want.
opinion. I know who I am, so
She's been respectful and good faith. So
I just want to talk because you guys are talking, that only like black people, they were making purses out of them. But when you look at the Holocaust and the Auschwitz-Birkenau, you have a bunch of Jewish, Polish people who are white that were making soap out of them.
Okay, we're not trying to like belittle.
I think it's worse to be soap. Lampshade or soap? Soap. Lampshade? Let me know in the comment section. I'd rather be a lampshade with some still around. Soap? Somebody would put me on the nutsack.
That's right, I said it.
Nah, I'd rather be a lampshade.
What else, other
Minimize.
minimize what other people have. Obviously, everybody.
Ladies and gentlemen, this person's a moron. She's just simply not intelligent. You can't formulate a fucking sentence, and you're talking about the American school system being inadequate. Spell inadequate.
has been through a lot. I'm just saying that it's a very sensitive topic especially because there's so much history that is lost that has things to do with African American.
But we believe the Holocaust even existed.
What did he say?
Oh, we got winners. Ladies and gentlemen, we got geniuses. Okay. All right. All those dudes from my country just disappeared. They went to space.
Victimhood. We choose to have certain grudge, towards certain situations like...
Ladies and gentlemen, I apologize for that. I thought it'd be funny or something interesting to react to. That was dumb as shit. Lampshades and soap. Ladies and gentlemen, that's what today's video was. Are you lampshades or are you soap? Which one would you rather be? I'm out. Fucking idiots.